Alice LPS. Hey everyone, and I'm coming at you with the first in this series. I want to give a new life to toys that are unwanted or destroyed or have just been loved a bit too much. Today's sad soul is this Fluttershy. She's definitely been through a lot, and she has very knotty hair and it's dirty, but most of all she has been scribbled on with a biro pen. Biro and markers unfortunately can't come out of toy soft plastic, so we're going to be turning her into a new character. I really love the colours in her mane, so I want to keep them and make this a pastel pony to match. Here's a little mock-up I quickly made of this design. I wanted to go with a lilac coloured base because I feel like it ties the pastel theme together, and as for her eye colour I wanted to match the teal tones in her mane. So let's start with giving her a good bath. I'm using washing up liquid because it lasers up nicely and it also helps with the grime that's hidden in the hair. We don't want any of that to stay in there. I gave her a really good cleanup and then I'm going in with some lotion on the hair. Lotion works really well to help detangle Pony's hair for some reason, so carefully comb through from the bottom to the top of the head. I'm starting with the tail since it's the most damaged, and it might look like I'm tearing through the tangles because I've sped it up in a time lapse, but I assure you I'm not. I'm doing it really carefully from the bottom to the top. A lot of people seem to think that with doll hair and pony hair specifically, once it gets knotty, it's a dead toy and it needs to go in the bin, which is completely wrong. And I feel like a lot of vintage and even like 2000s toys just get thrown away because they're just not cared for properly. So if you have any tangled or damaged toys, you can always have a go at saving them. I don't know, it's just kind of sad to see them get to this state, but you can revive them, trust me, don't let them get thrown away. Treat the sweet pastel hair with care. Alright, it's time to rinse out the lotion and use a little bit of conditioner for a final cleanup. Let's just have a quick comparison, before and after. Oh my gosh, it's a new pony! Once that's done, tie up the hair and cover it with paper towels ready for painting. This is just so I don't get any paint on the hair at any point. I want to have the least amount of streaks possible, but I can't use an airbrush for this project since I don't want to get the paint in the pony's hair colour. As you can see, I'm putting down a white base so all the colour on top will be even. As I was painting her white base, I noticed her ears have been nibbled, so I'm busting out the big boys. Epoxy Sculpt. I don't need to use that much for this fix, so I'm just making a little pinch and mushing them together. Then I'm smoothing it over the munched ears and leaving her for 24 hours to dry. Once it hardened, I sanded it down, cleaned off the shavings, and it's paint time. The white paint I'm currently using is called Systems 3, and I find it's my favourite white paint after using several different types because it's really opaque. A lot of the whites I've used before are really like dull and sad looking, and it takes about 3 coats, so I'd really recommend investing a little bit. It's not even that expensive, to be honest. But yeah, white is a pretty good colour for customs, especially like doing pastel toy customs. But be careful when you're getting near the hairline. I try to get as close to the plugs as possible without touching the hair. It's tricky, so be careful. Once the base colour is dry, I'm going in with the lilac colour. I'm going to be using a paint thinner to make the paint thinner. Yes. This is just so the coats aren't as lumpy and they're thin and look nice. I don't know how to explain it, but you don't want to have a lumpy pony. If you're getting into custom making, I'd really recommend getting a paint thinner. They can be kind of cheap actually. Then I'm using this fluffy brush. It doesn't really molt at all. Like the brush hairs don't really stick to the pony very often, which is really great because you don't want to be picking those out, do you? Also the coats go on really smoothly, you don't see any brush strokes really. It's really great. I'd really recommend using a fluffy-ish brush. I then stood her on top of the paint because like she was moving around a bit. Yeah. After the first coat, I move on to the next coat. I didn't get to completely cover her in the first coat just because she's like a 3D pony. It's kind of difficult to get all the areas in the first coat without putting your finger into the wet paint. But take it slow, paint the horse, you know, have a fun time. She is gonna look super cute. Oh, I really love this lilac color. I got it in a set of acrylics and I was like, wow, this is like one of my favorite colors. I forgot how great lilac was. When I was a kid, my whole bedroom used to be lilac and it was so cute. After the body is complete, I'm going to paint the bottom side of her hooves. Once my little pony is an opaque purple, I'm going in and doing a white base on the eyes. Then I'm mixing up a pretty mint green and colouring in the coloured portion of the eye. Don't know how to describe it, you know. I tried to match the green colour to her green highlight in her mane and I think I did a pretty good job. It really goes well. I also had a pony to the side as a reference guide for the eye shape. So I'd really recommend like having references on hand because personally I find painting the eyes is the hardest part of a custom. I kind of dread it. Whilst the eye is drying, I'm going to be working on her cutie mark a little bit. It took me a while to come up with a cute yet simple cutie mark design, but eventually I came up with this wispy music note design. Super cute, right? I did a basic white shape outline for the cutie mark and then I just kind of filled in the wispy colours and then cleaned up the lines. I really like this cutie mark. It's really cute and simple and it kind of shows her little melody thing. After I designed her cutie mark, I decided I wanted her name to be Lilac Lyric because she's a pretty lilac colour and her whole cutie mark theme is music and I thought the alliteration of Lilac Lyric sounded really cool and I think she'll be an awesome pony. Put her in the show, please. I then added the black arch on her eyes, her eyelashes, her black eye circle and highlight, and now I'm going in and doing a top coat in a spray matte varnish. And now I'm taking off the tissue, ready to main style. Oh wait, I forgot to paint her parting. Let me touch that up real quickly. Please ignore my mistakes. If you're doing custom ponies and leaving the hair, don't forget to paint the little area in between. It doesn't have to be perfect. One coat will do. It just makes the difference. Like if you're filming a video and then suddenly there's like a bald patch of yellow, it's just like, what is going on? So like, just don't forget to paint that little area there. Also, when she dried, she ended up having like a sticky feeling on the top. I don't know how to get rid of this and why it happened. I've used this top coat a few times and I've never had this issue. So if you guys know anything about that, please let me know in the comments. Alright, now that's all dried and done, I was brushing through her hair and I noticed the ends of her tail mostly were a little bit frazzled, so I'm going to be using the heat treatment. I've done this before in a video with more in-depth steps, so you can check that out if you want to learn more. But if you are using heat on ponies, use the lowest setting possible and do a test strand first because it can just fry off, it could catch fire, it could burn, but be sure to be careful. And if you want to do this to your ponies, if you're young, get an adult to do it. But I'm just basically taking my curler and in little sections quickly going over the frazzled ends, and it kind of reforms the frizz into the plastic strand being straight, if that makes sense. Since it's not real hair, if you did this to real hair, it would frizz up and crust. But since it's synthetic hair, it doesn't really do that. It does the opposite in certain situations anyway, because different ponies have different hair types. And yeah, just be sure to do test strands if you're doing this, and if you don't know what you're doing, I would recommend not doing this. I don't know. I wanted her to have wispy curly hair, but surprisingly I couldn't find any plastic straws since everywhere only stocks paper straws now. So I picked up these hair colors from the pound shop, but when I opened the packet, only 2 of them weren't broken. And I only noticed this when I was filming. But before I curl her hair, I'm just giving her ends a little bit of a trim so they're all straight, because for some reason Hasbro failed to do that. And then I attempted to curl the hair. I didn't really enjoy this curling process because I wasn't really sure how it was going to work. And I only had 2 pathetic curlers to use, so it didn't really go to plan. And when it dried, it certainly didn't look like it went to plan either. So for attempt 2, I tried to curl them up in my fingers and secure them with a bobby pin. I could not find any straws for the life of me. So hopefully I can find some in the future and then recurl her hair. You know, that'll be fab, but for now I just have to deal with it because I can't find any. Because in the UK at least, they've started to ban using plastic straws or selling them. They only have like the metal ones or paper ones, which is great. I 100% back that up for the environment, but how am I meant to curl my pony's hair? I didn't quite think of that one, but yeah, I did that. It's not exactly how I wanted it to turn out, but it's good enough for the video, and when I get my hands on some straws to curl with, I'll redo it in the future. When I finished this custom, it was actually snowing in the UK, so I managed to get some adorable photos of her. If you enjoyed these fixer-upper ponies, tell me and I can make another. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified of future videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!